I just
The
feel
youth of today want to do good, and they do believe in. They look at what the companies that they've grown up in and the economy that they're growing up in, and they want something different. The problem is the youth of today doesn't understand the point of commitment. They're all addicted to dopamine. We pretty much raised an entire generation addicted to the bing, buzz, beep, or flash of their telephone, which is a dopamine addiction, which is the exact same thing you're addicted to when you're addicted to cigarettes, gambling, or smoke, or alcohol. It's all dopamine. And so the problem is they're convinced that because they grew up with technology that they can multitask better, which is nonsense because they keep crashing their cars while they're texting, and the fact that they have a total inability to wait 3 minutes to look at the phone while they're driving or anything else, they're addicted to dopamine. And the problem is they have an incredibly short attention span as a result. And so yes, they want to do good. So they like the Coney video and send it to a friend, and they take a picture of themselves in a hoodie to support Trayvon, and then they text their donation to tsunami relief, and it's the next, and it's the next, and it's the next, and the next. Commitment is what it takes. That you could devote your life to one thing, to one cause. You work hard, you suffer. It's not going to go well on every day, but they don't. It's the next, the next, the next. And you see the same thing with Gen Ys in their jobs. I've seen it so often. They start a job. They realize they're not saving the world in their first year in employment, and so they quit to go work somewhere else because they're not feeling fulfilled. And they're going to spend their whole lives looking for it. What you will see is not a return to cooperation if this dopamine addiction doesn't change. What you will see is an increase in suicide, an increase in depression, an increase in diabetes, cancer, and all of these other things, because what's happening is we're feeling more and more lonely. And we're relying on technology to help fill that void. The problem is that's what's causing it. Just like the alcohol. I feel depressed, I have a drink. But now I'm even more depressed, I have another drink. It's exactly the same thing. Yeah. I gamble, I'm losing my money. Okay, just one more. I know I can gamble my way out of this hole. Same thing, right? And so what you will see is increases in suicide and mass murder. Because the thing that produces mass murder and suicide is the same thing. You no longer feel like anybody cares about you, and you literally become antisocial. And if you look at all of these recent spates of mass shootings, only a couple of them, only one of them, I think, had a pre-diagnosed. They all clearly are mentally unstable, but only one of them or two of them, I think, were pre-diagnosed as mentally unstable, like long before. What made them mentally unstable is that they were loners and didn't have anybody care about them, and none of them went to some strange place. They all went back to all their shootings were in their own communities. They all went to the place to blame the people that they believed were the source of their anxiety, cortisol, disconnection from society, or oxytocin. And basically what they're doing is the same thing as committing suicide. So some people will commit suicide because it's like, nobody cares about me anymore, so screw it. But some people will commit homicide because nobody cares about me, so screw it. Nobody commits suicide or homicide. Nobody commits suicide because they're hungry. They commit suicide because they're lonely, right? So what you will see is an increase of depression, a greater reliance on drugs to treat that depression, a greater reliance on therapy as opposed to friends. Your friends don't say, time's up, and you'll see more homicide, you'll see more mass shootings, and it's not gun control. It's that we're disconnected from each other. So you're going to see more homicides and more suicides unless we do something about this, unless we create better work environments. And it's all, so I'm not saying change the world, change the world. What is controllable is that people who run companies are in total control of the cultures they have. They're in total control of their hiring and firing. Total control, right? And so, yes, so we have 8% unemployment. Isn't it terrible? We need to bring that number down. We have 92% employment. Right? Which means people at their jobs is where it can be controlled. It's not government policy, it's not parenting, it's not teaching. Those are all ancillary and minor things. It's people who commit to creating cultures for us at work that promote cooperation, trust, and a feeling of safety. This is what work-life imbalance is, right? It's not how many hours you work that creates imbalance. It's where you feel safe. You feel safe at home, but you don't feel safe at work. That's the imbalance. And not until you feel safe at home and work will you ever feel balanced and achieve work-life balance. It is entirely within our control. And it is all sourced at the workplace. And with that, you'll start to see parents being more responsible, like going on technology-free vacations, taking their kids away on vacation and leaving the cell phones behind, right? And by the way, that's exactly what you do. It's like any addiction. How do you get over alcoholism? The 12th step of the 12-step program in alcoholism. Step number one is you you admit you have a problem, right? That's number one. We haven't even achieved that. We are living in a society where nobody knows we have a problem, right? So we haven't even got to step 1. But step 12, the only people who beat alcoholism are the ones who commit themselves to helping someone else beat alcoholism. Service. That is the 12th step. And only the people who commit themselves to helping somebody else beat the disease are the ones who stay off the booze. Always. The ones who don't help others, go back and drink. Service is what saves us. And we live in a service-free society. We pay, we give donations, but where are the people volunteering on the weekends? Why aren't people, where's the service? So don't tell me about the youth of today wanting something different. Absolutely they do, but where's the service? Where's the commitment? Where's the hard work? Where's the effort? Where's the suffering? It's not there.
Or even in the family life, it's
not
like,
there.
Sorry son, I missed your baseball game, here's $20. It's the same.
As opposed to, sorry son, I missed your baseball game. Let's do. I'm going to take off a
for
day of work.
Yeah,
I'm going to take a day off work and spend it with you. Or let's go for ice cream. Or everything we're replacing with technology, or money or scale. We're replacing the human effort with an intangible, abstract replacement.